My thoughts continued. um, for most of my life, I thought that I was a pretty practical person, and I had always described myself as a pragmatist, someone who thought before they reacted, someone who tried to solve problems instead of getting swept away by emotions. And for a long time, it worked, or at least I thought it did. And a couple of years ago, I started realizing that I was attracted to women. And looking back, there had probably always been signs. I just hadn't really let myself sit with any of them. There had been way too much happening in my life, too much grief, too much change. Dating really was not on my radar. And eventually, I decided to try. I met really great people, but there wasn't anyone that I truly connected with until one day there was. Um, she caught me off guard completely. She was beautiful, she was kind, but more than anything, she met me on a psychological level. And we connected in a way that I hadn't experienced before, and something happened to me that had not happened previously. I started to feel a lot. And I have cared about people before, I've loved people before, but this was a very different feeling. The feelings were stronger, they were deeper, and of course, they scared me. Because for the first time, I wasn't just thinking about how I felt, I was actually feeling it. And I didn't know what to do with any of it. The strange thing is, through text, I could tell her everything. I poured my heart out, I told her things I hadn't ever told anyone, and she met me in the same way. She reciprocated, and looking back, I think that was the first time in my life I had ever really allowed someone to see me emotionally. But there was a problem. When it came to actually speaking the things that I was feeling out loud, I couldn't. And it wasn't because I didn't want to or because I felt like it was the wrong thing to do. I just really didn't know how. And I've been thinking a lot about that lately because I wasn't holding back on purpose. I wasn't playing games. I was not trying to seem mysterious. I was overwhelmed. The more I cared, the quieter I became. And I know this is almost backwards, but you think that loving someone would make it easier to speak. And for me, it became the opposite. The stakes felt so high that I became afraid of saying the wrong thing. So I said less. I became too cool, too collected, too careful. And the irony is, I thought that I was protecting the relationship. But looking back, I think I was slowly disappearing inside of it. And not because she asked me to, but because I didn't know how to let someone hear me or hear what was inside of me. So eventually, it ended. And what hurt the most wasn't even that it ended, it was that we never really got to have a conversation afterwards. I didn't get to ask questions, I didn't get to explain, and I didn't get to say that I was trying because I really was. I just didn't know that trying inside my own head wasn't the same as letting someone experience what was in my heart. I don't think I have ever been that devastated. I didn't eat for 3 days, and when I finally could, I wasn't hungry. Nothing sounded appetizing, and nothing really mattered. I stopped caring about the things I'd always cared about, and I honestly felt like my life was over. Not because I thought there wasn't other people in the world, but because I thought I never experienced that kind of connection again. I tried dating afterwards, I really did, but every date taught me the same thing. I wasn't looking for someone, I was grieving someone. So those are two completely different things. And looking back, I didn't think that relationship broke me. I think it revealed something I had spent my whole life hiding. I'd spent years believing that my feelings were safest inside my own head, that if I loved someone, thinking it was almost the same as saying it, feeling it was almost the same as showing it. And I know now Those are not the same thing. Sometimes love needs to be heard, not just felt and not just written, not just assumed, but heard. And what's strange is that I think the experience changed the course of my entire life. Not because I lost someone, but because it forced me to ask a question that I had never asked before. Why was it so much easier for me to write what I had in my heart than for me to speak it? And I still don't know if I have the full answer, but I think that's the question that eventually led me here. Talking to a camera, saying out loud the things I used to believe were only safe inside of my head. And maybe that's why I'm doing this. Maybe this channel isn't really about telling stories. Maybe it's me finally learning how to speak. I don't know. But anyhow, thanks for listening.